Hi there, it's Kevin Stewart Builds 250. I'm Kev, and this is issue 13 of Build a Mold Spitfire Mk1A by Hachette Partworks. Okay, so issue 13 looks like quite an exciting issue, to be honest. We've got quite a detailed part, the fire bulkhead, which is going to put some little detailing parts on. But then we get to mount the engine onto the nose section of the aircraft. So we're going to get to see that all mounted up and what it's actually going to look like. So hey, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the parts and let's get on with this build. Let's bring up the build of issue 13 for the Spitfire. Okay, so parts for Spitfire issue 13 laid out. That's a nice piece, that is. That's really detailed, nice metal fire bulkhead piece. Well moulded, well painted and everything. Yeah, that is really nice. Some more sprues, so some more detailed parts. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting issue, I think, so let's get into it. So now we've had a look at the parts, let's get into the build for issue 13. So the first thing it said was to identify parts J and I from this silver sprue. Removed part J already. I'm just going to demonstrate removing part I. You can get your sprue cutters in kind of as close as you can, really, to the part. But be sure not to cut the actual part itself. This has got a part that you don't want to cut. Just being careful. That's part I off as well. And now we're just going to be, so here's part I. And we're just going to be inserting part J into that. Okay, yeah, just part J going to be inserted into part I, and it doesn't quite loose, so it's going to need a little bit of super glue. So let's put a bit of super glue on it. And then you're just going to be taking the other parts off of the sprue G and H. Doesn't use any kind of lettered tabs on the sprue that I can see to identify them. You just got to identify them by matching them up to the pictures. Check the fit. Note that there is a tab on there, and there is a tiny little location tab. It's going to, I guess, match up with the one on this part. It's a crosshead design anyway. And you have a flat, as it shows in the picture. So you've got a flat there, and you've got your flat part on the other part there. I think it's just saying that they have to match up the flats. You've got a crosshead and a crosshead. It's in like that. And I'll show you a little bit of super glue in the bottom. So there's two parts made. Okay, so bringing over the bulkhead, and then we've just got to identify where the parts for IJ, which is the first one we made, fits. It's got that tiny little. Okay, and then check the fit, make sure it goes in nicely. Which it does. Make sure it's fit the right way. And then, yeah, attach that with a little bit of super glue. First part on. And then it's identifying where the next part fits. which was the other one we made. So it goes in a little recess above. So I think it's going to go just there. Yep. And once again, a little bit of super glue on that tab. Okay, now we're going to identify parts D and E off of the other sprue. I'm just going to cut these ones off, D and E. Once again, no tabs or letters to kind of help you identify them. You've just got to identify them from the picture. In the inventory. Major problem. And then you're just fitting these together. Now there's a very, very small tab on this one. Very difficult to see and difficult to hold. Let's see. So this is a flat, not flat. And just make sure that they go together correctly and go flush. And a little bit of super glue. These are very, very fiddly, very small parts, but as I've said a few times, they do add massively to the detail. You have a detailed model. Quite nice to get these names. They're just called detail parts. So we know what parts we're actually fitting. And that's going to fit onto that part of the fire bulkhead at the top. And downwards. We'll see if we're in that little recess. That's that part fitted as well. Now we're going to have to take part C off of the sprue. Now this direct part off the sprue. So that's just part C. And then attach that to the corresponding place on the fire bulkhead that it shows, making sure that it's orientated the right way. So the pin's pointing downwards. Small pin there, pointing downwards. Okay. More super glue. Okay, so yeah, as I say, so that bottom pin there pointing downwards. Now part B is coming off. And the orientation on that is part B. Part A, which is the largest of the parts on from the sprue. They do come off really well from the sprue. Not much flash at all when they come off. No. That's angled downwards. And oh, hold on. Ooh. Oh, it's okay. The picture is labelled A, but it's actually F, so they've kind of made a bit of a typo on the picture where it says A actually means F, because if you read the part instruction, it doesn't look like that picture anyway. So, a bit of a typo in the instructions. That's that last part F on. That is a nicely detailed part. All these little components that go on this fire bulkhead really do help it. And the last part is not on a sprue, it's kind of a smallish individual part you get with the back make sure you got the orientation correct. These lines, because it is, I guess you could get it the wrong way around. It goes that way around. Could you get it the wrong way around? Probably. So the lines kind of go to the bottom. A little bit of super glue. Right. Very detailed. Nice piece. So bring over the nose assembly, and then the first thing it's kind of saying is you check fitting, if you like, the engine itself into here. Now there's two pipes, two holes there that are going to fit into. Right, so actually, them must be them. That and that. Okay, and it's just about checking that it all kind of fits together. Okay. Not the easiest, but it goes in, and the supercharger base does fit over that as well. So yeah, it fits quite nicely. I do have to push down a little bit on the nose to get them to fit in. Not too sure how they'll fit in yet. Okay, but it does kind of fit in. Days. Okay, so once you've got the engine mounted, it's asking you to fit some these parts from issue 11 to the fire bulkhead. They're not exactly the same. One of them's got an extra little bracket on, and that's the first one we're going to be fitting. So you bring over the fire bulkhead that way round with the extra bracket, and then that's going to be fitting into there and there. Okay, I'm not going to super glue them yet because it's not mentioning that in the instructions. I'm just going to leave them loose if it's important. It normally says to super glue if you need to super glue it, so I haven't super glued them yet. So we've got this part. I've just constructed, and then it's kind of saying just to offer that up and put these parts of the engine mounting onto the others. Okay. As you can possibly see, that took quite a while to get all that lined up. And still making sure that it is all lined up before I put the screws in. Very, very fiddly. I didn't, in the end, glue that at all. I just left it all kind of loose. You need it loose, to be fair. If you glued it, you need that movement. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. Okay, now I'm going to just put that in with the PM screws that you get with the issue. This next part is ridiculously difficult. How you're going to get super glue into these areas, I have no idea. It is like mega tight. Even identifying where these is going to go, where these pipes are going to go, is difficult enough. So I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll show you the results if I can. I very much doubt you're going to see any of this. It's so buried in the engine. One time. Well, it looks impressive. The engine mounted onto the frame. The fireproof bulkhead with all its details on, looks pretty good. Yeah, looks nice. I'm not too sure on the engine. Couldn't really show those pipes are buried well deep in there, so that last part would have been very difficult to show. It does say now to store this, but don't put any pressure on the propellers. Very little idea how you can do that, unless you kind of have to put there and then kind of come up with some kind of mount, I guess. Issue 13 done. So issue 13 done there on the Spitfire. That looks really impressive, having the engine now mounted on that nose section. Yeah, impressed with that. It's got some weight to it as well, and that's only a small part of the model. I mean, it probably want to be the heaviest parts of the model, as it is on a real aircraft. The engine is always the heaviest area, obviously. The rest of them, fuselage and everything's pretty empty. But putting that together, real fiddly, real pain getting that mounting framework all lined up, but worth it in the end. So hey, still trying to make a decision on what I'm doing with this model. Definitely carrying on with it. It's whether I'm going to subscribe or whether I'm going to be just getting them from the newsagents. Not sure as of yet. And if I do subscribe, am I going to subscribe from issue 4 so that I get the free gifts and have lots of duplicate issues that I might be able to sell on Partwork Exchange that's on Facebook? Or do I subscribe from the next issue 14 and then obviously don't get the free gifts? Yeah, not sure at the moment, but definitely going to carry on with the model because I am impressed with it. Hey, and if you like to see the progression of this model or any of the other models on the channel, then please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click the bell if you'd like to be notified anytime that a video goes live. But thanks for watching. Hope to catch you again on the channel soon, and ta-da for now.